Let's go through the code 2359. Find the closest node to given two nodes. For this question, it has an integer array called edges. Actually, for these edges, it represents some directed graph and of a node. So that means the size of the array is n. And also we look at these edges and its graph. You'll see index 0 is 2. That means this goes to 2. And 1 is goes to 2. And 2 is going to 3. And 3 does not go to any node. So the value is -1. So for this question, you will say for this graph, only when the every node has at most one outgoing edge, we can use this kind of integer array to represent the graph. So for this question, it returns the index of the node that can be reached from both node 1 and node 2, such as the maximum between the distance from node 1 to the node and from node 2 to the node is minimal. So for example, for this example, 2 and 3, both the node 1 is the 1, node 2 is 0, or node 1 is 0, node 2 is the 1. Okay. Both node 2 and 3, we can use node 1 and node 1 and node 2 to reach. And the maximum of the 1 to 2 is 0 to 2 is 1, and this is 1, so maximum is 1, and maximum to this is 2 and 2, right? That is 2. So the minimum of 1 and 2 is 1, right? So it let us to return a node, so the return node 2. So if we cannot find a node which is both node 1 and node 2 will reach shall return -1. So the question for this is that for each node, it can only have at most one outgoing edge. So we can just use a while loop. So what we're going to do is that we are create, let's have the nodes number of, and so we just create the distance 1 equals mu int n, and the int distance 2 equals mu int n. Create two distance arrays, and we are going to because we use a while loop for this node 1, node 2, and the code are similar, so we just write a help function for them void find distance. So we need to have the edge as well, edges, and we need to have int node, and we need to have let's call it current node, and also we need to have the distance array. So at the beginning, let's fill the arrays, fill the distance array to be -1, everything to be -1. So let's say y current does not equal to -1, right? That means we are going to the next. The current equals a base. Current. We have a step equals 0, right? So we have distance distance current equals to step, and we have step plus. For this question, there is some kind of scenario, for example, this node and this node, they point to each other. So, for example, this is node 0, right? So we find that this is 1. If we have a cycle back, right? Then that means for this value, we should have a distance 0 instead of 2, right? So we'll write if distance current dot math equal to -1, then we just need to break. So we'll have find the distance edges. Node 1 distance 1 and find the distance edges node 2 distance 2, right? So what we need to find is the smallest maximum between these two nodes. So what we need to do is that we'll have results as we are trying to find the minimal value. So we'll have the integer max as the initial value, right? So we'll have int I equals 0, I smaller than I plus plus, and what we need to do is that so we know if it is -1, right? If the distance I is -1 means it's not reachable. But we can we'll say so we'll say if distance 1 I equals -1 or distance 2 I equals -1, right? That means they are not reachable. We just continue. And what we are going to do is that we have intercurrent equals mass dot max, right? So we'll get a maximum by distance 1 I distance 2 I, right? So let's say if current is smaller than result, just have result equals current, right? And we have we'll have an index, right? So what we call minimum, okay? Minimum will be better. Minimum. We are trying to find the index that is into result. Because let's set as -1, right? And we'll have result equals in the end we just return result. Okay. Actually, this kind of code we can delete that because if we do not reach the current is also -1, right? -1 we cannot delete that because if it is -1, right, we update the results. So we still need this logic. The time complexity will be O(n), space is also O(n) because we just use while